In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, my dear friends and fellows, each one of us want to become a rich human being. Nobody want to become poor. Everyone else want to become a rich person. That is something quite natural. There are plenty of things in the world we can buy with the money, and also there are plenty and plenty of experiences which we can only experience because of the money. So the money is very important. That is the reason that the people are running behind the money. I don't have to emphasize here that why it is important to become a very rich human being, but I am going to talk about why some of the people succeed in becoming a rich person, and how what are the differences between the rich and the poor, how the rich people are different from that of the poor, what are the habits of the rich people. That is going to be the topic of our today's discussion. Like always, we have chosen a very beautiful article on the subject as well. This very unique, very beautiful, very comprehensive article has been authored by a well-known researcher and author whose name is Steve Burns. Steve Burns is a very well known researcher and author, and here he has come up with a very useful and a very beneficial article on the subject. And the caption of this beautiful article is 15 habits that distinguish the poor from the rich. 15 habits that distinguish the rich from the poor. That is a very beautiful, a very useful article indeed. And let's look upon all those 15 habits which actually makes a person a rich person. What are the habits of the rich people? What makes them the rich people? Now look upon all of those one by one. First of all, Steve Burns says continuous learning and skill acquisition. Look at this. Continuous learning and skill acquisition. How important it is that Steve Burns has put it on the top. So it is really really important. Learning and learning. I think all those people who want to become a rich person, I think they must remember that learning and the skill acquisition is an extremely important thing, and they should never ever underestimate it. Number two, it is the long term planning and goal setting. Long term planning and the goal setting, that is really really important. Long term planning. We people, the poor people, the people usually who are not rich, they think about the today, and they don't. They are always having the short term plan, and they don't make the long term plan. And it is the long term plans actually which makes a person a rich person. So for that reason, I think that each one of us should have a long term plan. Those who are rich people, they have planned the whole of their life, and then they are carrying the life plan. They are carrying the 20-year plan. They are carrying the 10-year, the 5-year, and the 1-year plan as well. So they people, they do the long term planning and goal setting. Goal setting, whatever I need to achieve, whatever I want to achieve, where I want to be. And the third is investing in assets. These people, instead of squandering their money here and there, they prefer to buy the assets, particularly those assets which gives them the money. So the next is regular savings and budgeting. Regular savings and budgeting. Saving is very important, and budgeting is also very important. Instead of spending carelessly, and instead of doing the spend thrifting, it is far better to do the budgeting and to do the saving, not to consume whatever you are possessing, rather save a very good amount of it, a very good percentage of it, and do the budgeting. And the fifth is network building and maintaining relationships. And these rich people, they emphasize a lot that they do have to build a social network of theirs, and they do care a lot about the relationships. Number 6, time management and efficiency. They don't squander their time here and there. They don't waste their time and here and there. Rather, they do know that their time is a primary resource, and the time is their life, and they never waste their precious time. Rather, they do make they become as much efficient as it is possible. And now the seventh is prioritizing health and wellness. Nothing is more important than the health. After the life, I think everything else is inferior as far the compared to health. So I think the health must be a priority, and if at all we do make it a priority, and the wellness, I think it is very very important, because also that we have to work for a longer period of time, not for a short span of time at all, rather for a longer period of time. So I think this seventh item is prioritizing health and wellness, very important indeed. And the eighth is regular exercise and healthy eating. Regular exercise and healthy eating, that is also very very important. The regular exercise is very important for our health, and the healthy eating, the healthy food, I think that is also very very important indeed. And the ninth is a limited use of debt, so they avoid the debt, and if at all they do have to take it, they do take the minimum of the debt and not obviously the maximum of that. That is really really important. And now the 10th is frequent self reflection and mindfulness. Frequent self reflection and mindfulness, I think this frequent self reflection, those who are rich today, they frequently look upon their life, whatever good they are doing, whatever bad, if at all there is, and they need to remove it, they always keep an eye upon themselves. Self reflection does tell them whatever was good and which should be consolidated, whatever was not good, and it must be it must be getting rid of. So that is really important, self reflection. The 11th is constructive response to the failures in life. It is not like we are always winning the success is there, but sometimes we don't succeed in achieving something whatever we were aiming for. In that reason, I think we should take it as a learning, and that is the constructive response to the failures in the life. I think we should know that this is an experience, and I shall be able to make a far better attempt in the next time. So that is really important, that very constructive response to the failures in the life. And take, instead of calling it a failure, it is far better to call it as a learning, as experience gaining, and as something like really important. Now the 12th habit which separate the rich from the poor, that is consistent work ethics and persistence. Consistent work ethics and persistence. I think if at all we are unethically doing something in an unethical manner, I think we will not be able to do it for a longer period of time, because there will be a lot of resistance might be from an individual and maybe from the society as a whole. So for all of that reason, I think that we need to observe the ethics, also because our conscience will feel guilty if at all we don't observe the work ethics. And also we need to stay persistent, consistent. That is also very very important. If at all we are not consistent enough, I think whatever good we are doing will not be much beneficial at all. And then the 13th is emphasis on self discipline and control. 13th habit which distinguish the rich from the poor, that is emphasize emphasis on the self discipline and control. Self discipline, I think it is extremely important for all of those people who want to stay healthy. It is extremely important, who want to become rich, who want to stay rich. I think self control, nothing is more important than that one, because if at all we don't have enough amount of self control, what is going to happen then? I think that we will be quite a failure. We will never ever be able to succeed. So for all of that reason, the self discipline and the self control must be made as the number one priority in our life. Now the 12th is reading regularly and widely. It is being said that the leaders are the readers. Leaders are the readers. The leadership mean in the field of the business, everywhere else, wherever you want to go. I think reading matters a lot. It gives us a lot. And those who do read and those who don't read, they are not equal to each other at all. I think that a person should keep reading, keep learning. Reading means learning throughout their life. as much as time they can, they should be spending on the learning and the reading. And the 15th and the last is seeking and receiving mentoring. Seeking and receiving mentoring mean looking for the mentor wherever you need the coaching. There are certain things where we are not good at all. So for that reason, I think that we need to do the mentoring. We need to seek the mentoring. We need to avail the mentoring. That is really really important. This is actually getting the coaching. We do need the coaching at several fronts. For that purpose, we shouldn't hesitate to seek the guidance and the mentoring from the other people. These were the very beautiful, that was extremely beautiful, useful, beneficial article on the subject of how can we become rich, or what distinguish the rich from the poor. And I think each one of us need to learn it, because all of those 15 habits, each one of those 15 habits are highly important, very very useful indeed. Thank you very much.